There is something mysterious about the soul of a chosen one. By nature, they are kind, humble, merciful, and gentle in spirit. They prefer peace over chaos, forgiveness over revenge, and patience over anger. But life has a way of testing even the purest hearts. When the softest spirit has been pushed too far, when their kindness has been mistaken for weakness too many times, a transformation begins. The person who once avoided conflict, who gave second and third chances, who smiled in the face of disrespect, begins to shift. And make no mistake, when a chosen one decides to stop being nice, the atmosphere around them changes. Their silence becomes dangerous, their patience turns into calculation, and their mercy transforms into a force that no one wants to provoke. Before we dive into these signs, I want to pause and speak directly to you. If you have ever felt like you're on the edge of transformation, tired of being taken for granted, tired of being underestimated, this message may have found you at the exact time you needed it. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe for more wisdom and guidance that can strengthen your journey. And for those who feel this truth striking their soul, those who know that they are hearing this message not by accident but by divine timing, I invite you to type 1111 in the comment section. 1111 is a number of awakening, alignment, and blessings. By typing it, you are not just engaging, you are declaring that divine blessings are opening over your life. Now, let us explore the 9 signs that a nice chosen one is turning into a dangerous person. 1. Their silence speaks louder than words. A chosen one is often known for their ability to speak life into others, to bring laughter into heavy rooms, and to share wisdom in moments when it is most needed. They are naturally expressive, carrying a gift of communication that uplifts, comforts, and guides. But when their silence begins to stretch longer than usual, it should never be mistaken for weakness, emptiness, or disengagement. It is not that they have run out of words, but that they have chosen to withhold them with intentional purpose. Silence, for the chosen one, becomes a sacred tool of power. They realize that speaking into the ears of those who never cared to listen only drains their spirit. They grow weary of explaining themselves to people who were committed to misunderstanding them from the very start. And so, they retreat, not out of defeat, but out of strength. Within that silence, they are gathering strategy. They are aligning with clarity. They are conserving their energy for the battles that actually matter. A once talkative chosen one who suddenly grows quiet is not giving up. They are creating space for transformation. Their silence is not indifference, it is a dangerous calm. It is the pause before the storm, the inhale before the strike, the stillness before movement. When you notice this shift, you are not witnessing absence, you are witnessing the sharpening of their spirit. And when they finally decide to break that silence, their words will not be casual chatter, they will be thunder. 2. Their kindness becomes selective. Kindness is the natural language of the chosen one. They give without measure, pouring love, time, and energy into everyone around them. They show compassion even when it is not deserved, extending grace even to those who have taken advantage of them repeatedly. At their core, they believe in the goodness of people, and because of this, they often stretch themselves thin, giving until they are nearly empty. But there comes a moment when this limitless kindness undergoes a profound transformation. When their kindness becomes selective, the shift is not subtle, it is powerful. They stop wasting energy on those who drain them without giving anything in return. They stop casting their pearls before swine, recognizing that not everyone deserves the treasures of their heart. Instead, they become precise and surgical with their generosity. They pour only into those who value it, who respect it, who recognize the worth of what they are receiving. This newfound discernment is not cruelty, it is strategy. It means they have learned the hard truth that kindness without boundaries is an invitation to be exploited. A nice chosen one who has become selective in their giving is no longer easily manipulated. They cannot be guilted into overextending themselves. They cannot be tricked into believing that endless giving equals endless love. Their kindness has not disappeared. it has evolved. And this evolution makes them dangerous, because it shifts the power dynamic. No longer are they everyone's healer, fixer, or rescuer. Now, they are a gatekeeper, choosing carefully where their energy flows. 3. Their boundaries turn into walls. At first, a chosen one sets boundaries with gentleness, hoping that those around them will respect and honor their needs. They express their limits softly, believing that people who claim to love them will not test those lines. But too often, those boundaries are ignored, stepped on, or mocked. People take their openness for granted, mistaking compassion for weakness. Over time, something shifts within the chosen one. The boundaries that were once gentle reminders harden into walls that are not easily crossed. What was once an open heart, easily accessible to all, becomes a guarded fortress. This does not mean the chosen one has lost compassion. On the contrary, they still care deeply, but their compassion is no longer free access. It must be earned, and it must be proven trustworthy. A wall goes up when they realize that protecting their peace is more valuable than pleasing people. And behind those walls, the chosen one does not sit idly. They plan with precision. They watch carefully. They decide who has the character, patience, and integrity to be granted access again. Many confuse this transformation with bitterness, but it is not bitterness, it is wisdom. Once a chosen one hardens their boundaries into walls, they become nearly impossible to exploit. The days of walking casually into their heart are over. Now, anyone who wishes to enter must prove that they are worthy of the trust that was once given too freely. 4. Their forgiveness stops coming cheap. Chosen ones are quick to forgive. They do so not because they are naive, but because they genuinely believe in growth, redemption, and the possibility of change. They understand that holding on to bitterness poisons the soul, and so they release it. But when a chosen one begins to charge the price of forgiveness, everything changes. Forgiveness no longer comes cheaply. It is no longer handed out without accountability. They start demanding evidence of change, proof of effort, and a sincere commitment to repair what was broken. This is the moment when they stop playing the role of healer for those who enjoy causing harm. They recognize that some people use forgiveness as a free pass to continue cycles of hurt. And so, they cut off those patterns at the root. Conditional forgiveness is not about revenge, it is about protecting the soul from endless cycles of betrayal. If you cannot meet their conditions of respect, honesty, and accountability, they will cut you off without hesitation. And once cut off, they will not come chasing after you, begging for reconciliation. Their forgiveness stops being a gift for the unrepentant and becomes a sacred offering, reserved only for those who truly value it. This change makes them dangerous, because it removes the abuser's power. No longer can anyone manipulate them with apologies that carry no weight. A chosen one who no longer gives forgiveness cheaply is one who has reclaimed control of their spirit. 5. They move in silence, not announcement. In their natural state, chosen ones are open. They share their dreams, struggles, and goals with those around them, hoping to inspire or connect. But when a nice chosen one begins to turn dangerous, one of the first things they do is stop broadcasting their every move. Suddenly, the world that once knew their plans finds itself locked out. They no longer post their every step for validation, nor do they announce their goals for approval. They work in silence, heal in silence, and rise in silence. This shift makes them unpredictable, and unpredictability is power. Because when no one knows what you are building, no one can sabotage it. They learn that premature exposure attracts premature attacks, and so they withhold. By the time others discover what they have been working on, it is already too late to stop them. Their progress becomes undeniable, their success unshakable. Moving in silence is not secrecy for its own sake, it is strategy. It is the art of building in hidden strength so that when the time comes, the results speak louder than any announcement ever could. And when a chosen one fully embraces this way of moving, they become unstoppable, because no one can hit a target they cannot see. 6. They no longer fear losing people. Chosen ones are naturally loyal. They value relationships deeply, often going to great lengths to nurture and protect them. They do not give up on people easily, because they see potential even when others see flaws. But when they shift into their dangerous state, this pattern changes drastically. They stop fearing the loss of people. The abandonment that once terrified them no longer holds power. Instead of clinging to relationships that drained them, they embrace solitude. Instead of begging people to stay, they master the art of walking away without looking back. This is one of the most dangerous transformations, because it removes the last chain of control others once had over them. If you cannot threaten a chosen one with loneliness, you cannot manipulate them. Their detachment is not coldness, it is strength. They understand that their destiny is not tied to anyone who chooses to leave. They realize that anyone who walks away was never meant to stay, and that their path is divinely ordered. This fearlessness makes them untouchable. They stop living for approval and validation, and instead they live in alignment with their higher calling. And once they no longer fear losing you, there is nothing you can do to stop them. Their freedom lies in this detachment. They become unbreakable, moving with authority, knowing that the only constant they need is their connection to God and to themselves. 7. Their energy becomes unshakable. In their earlier state, chosen ones often feel things deeply. They are sensitive to words, actions, and atmospheres, which makes them compassionate, but also vulnerable. People could easily discourage them with criticism, offend them with insults, or destabilize them with betrayal. But when a chosen one turns dangerous, they master their energy. They no longer allow external chaos to dictate their internal state. Insults roll off them like rain on steel. Betrayal no longer surprises them, because they expect people to reveal themselves eventually. Disrespect does not destabilize them, because their worth is no longer tied to the opinions of others. Instead, they root themselves in divine strength. Their spirit becomes like a tree planted by the waters, calm, steady, and unshakable no matter what storms come. This is dangerous, because once you can no longer provoke a chosen one, you can no longer control them. Their energy becomes their shield. They see through manipulation, they resist emotional traps, and they stay grounded when others try to pull them into drama. The unshakable energy of a chosen one is not loud or aggressive. It is calm, steady, and immovable. They move like a force of nature, gentle when they choose, unstoppable when they must, and when their energy reaches this state, they become nearly impossible to defeat. 8. They channel their pain into power. Every chosen one carries scars, wounds from betrayal, rejection, loss, and disappointment. When they are in their nice phase, they often hide those scars. They pretend the pain doesn't exist, or they internalize it quietly, never letting others see how deeply it cut. But when they turn dangerous, they stop hiding. They no longer see their pain as a weakness to conceal. Instead, they transform it into fuel. Betrayal becomes their motivation to rise higher. Rejection becomes their redirection into something greater. Loneliness becomes the soil in which their creativity blooms. They learn the art of alchemy, turning suffering into strength, turning trials into triumphs. This is not destruction, it is construction. They take every broken piece and build something indestructible. What others thought would destroy them instead becomes the foundation for their power. This makes them dangerous, because people who weaponized pain against them now realize that it cannot defeat them, it only sharpens them. They become living proof that nothing wasted, nothing lost, and nothing broken is in vain. Their scars become their testimony, their pain becomes their platform, and their past becomes their weapon of wisdom. And once they reach this point, they are no longer victims of their story, they are authors of a destiny fueled by fire. 9. They begin to walk fully in their calling. The final and most powerful sign that a chosen one has turned dangerous is when they step unapologetically into their divine calling. For so long they may have doubted themselves, shrinking back to fit into spaces that did not deserve them. They may have second-guessed their worth, silenced their own voice, or ignored the pull of their higher mission. But when the shift comes, all hesitation disappears. They stop running from who they are. They stop dimming their light to make others comfortable. They stop negotiating their value with people who never understood it in the first place. Instead, they embrace their purpose fully, walking in it with boldness and divine authority. A chosen one in alignment with their calling is unstoppable. Their presence carries weight, their words carry fire, their actions carry power. They become more than just individuals, they become forces that reshape environments. When they finally decide to live in their truth, they are no longer just nice. They are dangerous, because nothing and no one can silence or defeat someone who has embraced their mission from above. This is the point where they become undeniable, not by pride, but by purpose. And when a chosen one reaches this stage, the world cannot help but notice, even if it cannot control or contain them. When a nice chosen one turns dangerous, it is not because they have lost their goodness, it is because they have outgrown the version of themselves that tolerated disrespect, betrayal, and misuse. Their danger does not lie in violence or revenge, but in their unshakable resolve, their sharpened discernment, and their refusal to be manipulated ever again. They become a mirror that reflects truth so strongly that liars cannot stand near them. They become a wall that exploitation cannot climb. They become a light so piercing that darkness is forced to flee. So if you are a chosen one, understand this: your transformation is sacred. Do not be afraid of becoming the version of yourself that others may call dangerous, because dangerous for you does not mean cruel, it means untouchable. It means you are walking in divine authority, no longer bound by fear, no longer held back by guilt, no longer chained to people who never deserved your light in the first place. And to those who are listening right now, if this message reached you exactly when you needed it most, type 1111 in the comments to seal this word with divine blessings. This is the Chosen Seer channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, because more messages like this are on the way. Messages that will not only wake you up, but strengthen your journey. Remember, when a chosen one embraces their true power, they stop being just nice. They become a force that destiny itself bows to. Thank you for watching.